Yo, hello everybody. Stan here from Broken Neck Radio. I am with the BC champions. From Nanaimo, BC, I've got YEGG. They are one of the four finalists for the Canadian final at the Wacken Medal Battle. Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Stan, you're doing good.
Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, outstanding.
Excellent, excellent. Before we get right into things, how about you guys introduce each other and what you're doing in the band?
Okay, well, I'll start. I'm Cameron Jorgensen. I'm the vocalist in the band. I joined the band about a year ago in April now. So the guys have been playing together for about 2 years under a different moniker, just kind of doing local stuff. And then when things got serious, I joined the band and we formulated a name, and now here we are.
I'm Jacob Scheibel. I play bass guitar in YEGG, and I'll pass you over to our guitarist and sometimes vocalist.
What's up? I'm Kaiden, aka Creedon McGormick. I handle all the riffing and sometimes the gutturals and a lot of windmill headbanging.
Nice.
I'm Joey Paul, and I play drums. I guess I handle all the blast beats if we're doing all things like that, the slamming, and yeah.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Well, congratulations on making it to the Canadian final. How does it feel to be repping Nanaimo and BC at the legendary Rickshaw Theater for the Wacken Medal Battle final?
It feels amazing. It's like a fever dream for us. This came so fast, so out of nowhere for us. We really couldn't be more excited for this.
We're really honored and like feeling welcome by the metal scene because we're such a new band on the scene. It's been roughly about a year since we started actively gigging and getting after it. So this is just kind of a huge, I guess, acclaim for us to be a part of this prestigious festival competition.
I am good on that. I think you summed that up.
Man, a few words.
Man, a few words, yes. What does playing on the Wacken open air stage mean to you as a band and, of course, as individuals?
It's the
As a band, it just means everything to us. I mean, to get started like this so early and then have the potential to be playing that, like it doesn't, you can only dream of getting to play at Wacken. For me personally, I never even thought I'd be singing in a band, let alone having the opportunity to play at Wacken. So I'm humbled.
Yeah, I can definitely recall being in high school, the boys talking about, oh, we'll go to Wacken one day, like ninth graders talking. You can actually get, and yeah, literally some of the dudes I've known since ninth grade, including Kefren over there, like the potential to do that's unbelievable. And to be doing that, to put Nanaimo on the map as well, is just beyond anything I would have imagined. Yeah.
Jacob summed up a lot of that too. I have a similar high school experience where people are talking about Wacken and all the stuff that happens, everything that it is, and it just seems so much, larger than life, and something so far. But now they're, it's amazing to be able to like, absolutely incredible. Like you said, unbelievable.
I think to sum it up, just the word dream is just big on that one. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the end goal for every metalhead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like the Super Bowl, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
What have you guys learned through the Wacken Metal Battle experience so far, both musically and personally?
I think musically we learned as a band how to
Hold it up a little bit closer so we can hear you.
musically we've learned as a how to take critique and move forward with it, and not let any kind of critique kind of get in our way. Just don't it's not going to take the wind out of our sails if we don't sound like we think we sound or anything, because it just means that it gives us the opportunity to push forward and build our sound as we go. I mean, we're so new at this. So personally for me, this has just been such a crazy experience. This is my, like I was saying before, this is my first foray into fronting a band. So I've a lot just in the last few shows that I've done, including these two Wacken battles that I've been a part of, and I just can't wait to learn more.
I think just seeing the drive and the professionalism of all the competitors we've had really just puts into perspective like how hard you got to go at this, and basically just you got to have your shit together, all your ducks in a row. Just make sure you're ready and willing just to crush. Like, comes down to that is just ultimately just being prepared, like we learned in scouts as kids.
Everything you have at it, and not to give up. Essentially,
Yeah, musically, I also noted these have been progressively larger stages, at least for me. Getting to experience those from it was Lucky Bar down in Victoria, then there was a Cobalt in Vancouver. I mean, those are also stages that you hear about for years when you're in metalhead in this area, right? And yeah, to be able to put the craft that we're used to doing on maybe a smaller scale locally to here in Nanaimo or even in the jam room, and to translate that sound has probably been the biggest thing musically that I've taken out of doing the Wacken Metal Battle. And of course, having the outstanding judging staff being able to give their feedback, like those are some people to take some lead from. You know what I mean? So that'd be what I've taken musically, at least.
Nice. And how have you guys prepared for the national finals? Are there any surprises in the set list or stage presence that you're going to be bringing?
I think you're gonna have to just come see what Nanaimos YEGG have to unleash. It's gonna be,
I think that's a challenge accepted.
An evolution of what we've presented so far, and I know
we be a real turtle burner.
What separates YEGG from the other bands competing on May 31st? Why is YEGG the right band to take the Canadian flag to Germany this year?
I think that there's quite a diverse group of artists performing for this final ground. We have a hardcore band, a deathcore band, a thrash band, and then whatever you guys want to call us. I mean, so I think that what separates us is that our style is unique to us. I mean, we have a lot of influences from other bands, and other bands are going to say they have the same thing for them, right? But I think that we just have something different to offer to the world, let alone, our little town.
Unbridled energy.
Nice.
We want to bring the giver, bring giver in Canada, and show we're Canada's fucking powerhouse of energy and headbanging, and we just want to make people come headbang for Canada. Like, that's the number one thing for us, I think.
If I could do the Predator and just rip my own face and spine out on stage.
And for me, one thing that would separate it might be that despite being pretty short-lived in our performing career thus far, we have ripped a good, dozen plus shows in the last year. So
I think we're at 16 now.
Yeah, I think we're at about 16 shows collectively as a band in that span of just about a year with Kefren on vocals. So, I mean, we've been hitting it pretty hard, trying to get a lot of experience in.
A lot of grinding.
Yeah, shit, I don't have a question.
The question is, what separates YEGG from the other bands competing at the battles, and why is YEGG the right band to take the Canadian flag to Germany this year?
Yeah, it's just I enjoyed Kefren's answer the most, I would say.
Nice. Now tell us the story behind the name YEGG. Where does it come from, and what does it represent?
So the word YEGG is it's an old English word derived from it basically means a criminal, but it specifically pertains to a burglar or a safecracker. Like, if you want to pull off a heist, you got to hire a YEGG. And we were inspired by a famous to some serial murderer and other crimes named Carl Panzram. He was known as a YEGG, and he was a very bad man.
Excellent.
To summarize, he was a very bad man. Ever thought of, he unfortunately.
Yeah, he
not quite like James Brown bad, but like
not like James Brown bad, like really actually bad. But yeah, he'd like hop trains, and he was like a hobo criminal, and that was like another term for it.
So how would you describe YEGG's sound to someone who's never heard you play before?
a complex mixture. Some tell us there's a little bit of deathcore there. Some tell us the old school death metal shines through. We've heard a little bit of thrash. I don't know. I mean, we try to cover a lot of bases, but if I were to liken it to anything, probably a maelstrom of something kind of primordial, something guttural, something of the earth. I don't know how really to put that into words, but that'd be my way of putting it.
I do. We're branding ourselves as regressive death metal.
Yeah. Taking it back.
Nice. So, my other this is one of my other favorite questions. What are the key influences, metal or otherwise, that have shaped Yegg's sonic identity?
You start? Well, I've never been in a like metal band, like an extreme metal band before. So like this is my first, like I've always loved everything. Like always played like rock music though. And my influences, like just getting into it, like Kevin puts it right in my face. Like I don't know. I love bands like Acid Bath and Suffocation and like yeah, like Deicide and like
That Florida death metal sound.
yeah, like I obviously Death. Yeah. All the different variations of that band were awesome.
Get into our roots, really. Like get into the roots of death metal. We just want to go back and do what we cherished so much in high school. Like,
And at least on my end, I tend to bring a little bit of weirder stuff into things. Been told before it sounded like some circus jazz coming through, some Les Claypool coming in. I don't know. I like to keep it weird, but yeah, a little bit of classical training in my background as well. So you never quite know what we're gonna throw into the mix with that. But as good buddy here pointed out, paying homage to the classics, high priority for us.
Nice.
I started out as a guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
I started out just learning, rock and blues. Then I started doing some classical training. And then one day somebody showed me Opeth, and I was like, that's pretty much it there. I guess that's what I'm doing for the rest of my life. So here we are.
it's just basically been our collective love letter to death metal.
Another good question. How has the Nanaimo and Vancouver Island metal community shaped your journey as a band?
Ooh, we've been treated very well by shout out to the Globe and Nanaimo. That place is basically like a kill box for like just having good ass shows, lots of crowd surfing and like unreal energy from our crowds. And Victoria, like especially the Phoenix and a lot of the places we play bands like Torify, like we have such a good crew around us. It's just built us up to such a degree that we just feel like, I don't know, it makes us feel very loved and welcomed, and it's just been a dream so far.
There's been a huge influx in the growth of the young community in the music scene lately, and that's been huge for it. Like there's a lot of up and coming bands. There's live music every weekend at multiple venues in Nanaimo, and everyone's got to kind of battle to see what show they're going to go to, or I want you to come to my show, but I realize your friend's playing this show, and then you end up seeing your friends bouncing back and forth between shows. You end up seeing some 15-year-old kid crowd surfing at your show.
Yeah, that
I got a friend who's a high school teacher, and she says that 7 of her students all come in wearing Yegg hoodies and Yegg
Nice.
toques every day. That's pretty humbling.
which is one point with mentioning the Globe Hotel here in Nanaimo. They are actually licensed to be doing all ages shows with a bar for 19 plus, which is quite a unique scenario for most live performing, which has given us the opportunity, like I say, to reach a lot of the youth, get quite a bit more exposure than one might have anticipated otherwise, right?
Yeah, very lucky.
Kids out there is going to have core memories of being on stage with us and getting to crowd surf safely.
Also want to shout out to Danger Box, Butcher, well, it's Cryptea. We got a lot of buddies in the scene. Torify, Gorilla Flip, yeah. Noise Eggity Mayhem, our record store here. They've had so much input and help with the scene. I'm sure I'm missing tons of bands off the tip of my tongue, but like just it's been huge how much our local community has really given us a platform and a place to just call like an awesome home for metal.
Nice. Now, who are your biggest influences from Canada and globally, or globally, in terms of writing, performance, and intensity?
Oh, Quo Vadis for sure from Canada. I mean, all three of those categories right off the bat. The writing is insane. The performance is insane. Their performances are so intense. You watch some of those live videos and you're just blown away, right?
Yeah, the Defiant Indoctrination DVD, Defiant Indoctrination. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Cryptopsy. They're the OGs of Canadian death metal.
They played a tiny little hall.
I have to agree.
Imagine seeing Cryptopsy in a venue with 100% capacity back in the day, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Martyr too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And one odder one would be the band Unexpect. Their bassist Chaos, he plays a 9-string bass, absolute massive inspiration to me. But keep that in its own lane.
First time I ever saw death metal ever, like was exposed to it, like really pretty much was when Kaiden was playing in a band called Raven Sun. I was about like 14 or 15. I was working at this like venue that he was playing at, and that was like a very, very big deal for me. Because I also knew the drummer really well. So
Yeah, Ravenson played Armstrong a few times.
yeah,
Last year, yeah.
excellent.
Yep.
And so that was a huge inspiration for me. Obviously, like drummers like Neil Peart and like tons of Canadian.
Big shout out to Mike at West Coast Backline.
Yes, hell yeah.
Now, are there any plans for new releases this year? EP, singles, videos?
Yeah, actually, oh sorry, you want me to?
Oh, it's all good. You started out.
Yeah, I was actually just talking with Matt Roach today. We're wrapping or mixing and mastering on our full-length album.
Nice.
Name and some stuff. So I'm gonna keep a little bit of secrecy towards that because it's gonna be pretty huge what we have coming. And yeah, we got a full 8-song album coming out. Not sure when we're directing, probably a fall release, but yeah, we're gonna be aiming to move forward with that. And we got some surprises coming out this week too as well. I don't know, should we drop it here? We got a cross Western Canada tour coming up.
Nice.
So we're going to Winnipeg and back. We'll be announcing this Friday the dates, and
Good.
We,
Congrats.
starting at Armstrong Metal Fest.
Nice.
Way to the middle of the country and back.
Well, then we will see you there.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Awesome. So what are your what's your dream lineup for a tour, and where would you love to play beyond Canada and Germany?
Dream lineup, like I think that I would love to just tour with all of our friends in general. I mean, that being said, going on tour with any band that would have us and to make new friends along the way would be awesome. I mean, we've dreamed of going to Mexico or other countries in Europe or even Asia. The US is obviously up there, but I think that we would love to, expand our reach a little bit further first. But, we'll take anything we can get because we just want to play, man. We just love playing with the boys.
Yeah, I'd love to open for like Kenny Loggins. See with the boys, yeah. Like a full casino, like and a like coast to coast. Maybe a James Brown cover band. I don't know. What about you guys?
Slaughter to Prevail would be an unironic dream for me, but also ironic in this context.
I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I don't know. Like there would be so many cool bands, really. Like
if we ever got to play with a band like Martyr or Cool,
yeah,
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yep. Dude, those. Yeah.
It's spelled how it's pronounced how it's spelled, right?
Squiggibog. Yeah.
The Squizzy Boys. Those
The Squizzy Boys. There you go. Yeah. Fuck. Inhuman Condition. Yeah. Those guys rule.
A band called Frog Mallet that I would love to see.
I did never heard of that. That's cool.
Hoghammer. That one's great.
Yeah.
And realistically, if I could ever go on a show, Cryptopsy and Gorguts, that'd be an outstanding all Canadian lineup.
Yeah.
That I don't know,
That would be good.
come true in my world.
Martyr, hit us up.
So if you guys win and head to Wacken Open Air, what's the first thing you're going to do when you hit that German soil?
I'm gonna sniff the air and drink a beer.
Yeah, I got some schnitzel and beer in my future, definitely.
Well, I happen to be a Scheibel by name, so enjoy the homelands.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath of that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I've never been to Germany, so I don't know. I have
You won't
no
know till you get there, right? You can leave it till you
Yeah,
get
there's probably going to be some really cool things that I'm going to see for the first time. I don't know, maybe. Oh, ouch.
there.
We
Got
don't
me.
have those
Got
here.
me. Yeah, anyways, yeah, I don't know. Definitely drink a beer. It's probably some really good German beer. Just right there. So, I don't know.
Definitely leave the airport. Yeah, it's number
Yeah,
one.
probably the first. Hop on a train and see how many countries we can get through before we piss somebody off.
There's a drum factory in Germany. I don't know if it's anywhere near where we are, but that'd be
Sonar.
cool to do.
Sonar drums.
Yeah, most of the time, from what I was looking, that you one of the places you can fly in and then take a bus to Wacken is Berlin. So I know there's a second place. I can't remember where it is, but there are
Hamburg.
2 airports that you can take them from.
Well, that would be ideal. It'd be a quick transport.
We'll hitchhike. We'll hit the streets. We'll meet people.
We'll do YEGG things to get there.
Now, even though you guys are
Great.
still a fairly young band, this is still a pretty quick progression for such a young band. But that also puts you into a spot now in your careers. So, what would you say to a young Canadian metal band thinking about entering in the next Wacken Metal Battle Canada?
Get your shit together.
Be ready to be humbled, be torn apart, or be blessed and given lots of great critique, and have all your stuff in a row. Practice, practice, practice. The only way you can get good at something is to do it and to do it a lot. I mean, there are people that are born with talent, but that's doesn't come without practice. Just because you're good at something right off the hop doesn't mean you're not going to get better if you don't keep doing it. So never let
Talent
yourself get
plus hard work equals success plus opportunity.
My father says hard work will beat talent if talent doesn't work hard. And I feel like that's very, very much relevant in this case and lots of other things in life. But exactly like Kevin said, like you're going to be humbled because you're going up against the best of the best in your level. So you better be ready to really focus and give it your all and have everything you can throw at this ready to go.
Don't be too serious though, because you're not gonna. You want to have fun while you do it, right? That's kind of the whole reason we're doing this is to have fun. Obviously we would like to be successful, but if you're not having fun while you're doing it, what's the point, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly, and people won't enjoy it. Like what we are doing is entertainment, and we won't
Mhm.
entertain people if we aren't enjoying it and
Mhm.
bouncing that energy off people. And I think that's super important.
And I would say to young bands, particularly, that the Wacken Metal Battle experience, at least here in British Columbia, is really as much as you may not win that round, you're still getting a win in a sense that you're getting a ton of feedback. You're getting the experience of actually performing like that because there's a distinction between, as you say, like working hard is one thing, even putting the time in a jam room is one thing, but getting on a different stage, like there's something about that you can't quite learn unless you're actually doing it on the fly. So I would say they get a ton of benefit out of just entering, and that would be a majorly beneficial experience.
Definitely joining this was getting out of your comfort zone too. So definitely try that 100%. Just don't be afraid to get up there and try. And yeah, like I said, always just, the more effort and work you can put into being prepared is always going to help you out.
So, what's a non-metal artist or album that fans would be completely surprised to know that you enjoy?
I don't even know if they'd be surprised, but I love Thundercat. That album Drunk just speaks to me. Not because of the content specifically, it's just Thundercat's bass playing is absolutely just nuts. And I love what he does with all the pedals and stuff and like some other stuff. Like
In my car right now, I've got Emily Autumn's Asylum. I've got Buckethead's Monsters and Robots, and I am probably the biggest Residents fan you're ever going to meet. So those are going to be some weird ones that you kids might not expect. I'm also big into the hip hops, the 90s R&B.
Yeah, my music taste is an absolute nightmare. I'll let Joey go first. I got some real good ones.
See, yeah, like I enjoy tons of different things, but I also don't enjoy tons of things. So I don't know. Like I like anything from like like hilarious like medieval music to like metal. So yeah, Autism Forest goes pretty hard. It's like dungeon synth black metal. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. I like I like bands I like all like Jacob likes hip hop. I like Depeche Mode and like what's another non-metal band that I really like?
What about hard men working hard?
Oh yeah, that one's
yeah,
special. Yeah.
it's hard. Okay, yeah, go kind.
I don't know. Like, you got to get out there and really get into it. Like, I'll find anything entertaining, like something from Mariah Carey to like love Jackie Chan's solo stuff.
I close my restaurant to Jackie Chan's greatest hits every night.
It's incredible. I'm a huge proprietor of like funk music. I love Parliament, Ohio Players, James Brown, Bootsy Collins. But like where I really fall into place is like yacht rock. I love, you know, Loggins Messina. I love the Doobie Brothers and Bob Seger. Oh yeah.
Stan Bush.
Hog Seger. Yeah.
Singing Sam Busher.
Stan Bush. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a sucker for a cheesy hook and a good like catchy line. So anywhere in between, I love 80s synth. Yeah, it's just all over the map. It's a nightmare.
Worst gig experience
With us or just in our
with
history?
you as a band. You as a band.
Okay.
All of our gigs have been pretty stellar. I think one of our most recent gigs, we had an issue with our trigger sample, and so our trigger was sampling the bass drum and the cowbell, and we just couldn't figure it out. So
Or cowbell, baby.
Just the punk of the snare.
I think it's hard sometimes. We played some shows that were, I don't know how to put this in a way that it's just it was to a crowd that wasn't ours, and just when you don't have that energy coming back, it's really hard to get into it.
That's why I close my eyes and throw my face at the floor.
So finally, what is something Yegg always brings to the stage that other bands do not?
I think just frogs for sure.
2 beers.
I sometimes more than 2 beers. If I could have a case on stage, I would. But that's just not how the times go these days. Just unity and the love of doing it. Like, we're not taking ourselves too seriously. Our music is serious. Our lyrical content is serious to an extent, but we still like to have fun with it. And a lot of bands are doing that. But I feel like we are having more fun than most people, I think.
Yeah, like Pantera used to huddle before every show. We have a huddle before every show. Say GNR, because GNR is like the proprietor of good times, and we like to have a good time on stage. So
we want to do homage to Axl Rose at every possible instant.
Any words on that, Joe?
Nice. All right, guys, this is the spot where you get, I know that it's a great metal community, even the entire battles itself, the camaraderie between all the participating bands, like you mentioned earlier on, has been just phenomenal. And so, in the end, though, it's still a competition. And so this is your opportunity if you want to trash talk the other bands, a little bit of competitive trash talking, talk some shit. This is your spot. But we know you still love the other bands, regardless of what happens. You still love the other bands, but this is your chance to trash talk.
Guillotine, we're coming for you. Soul Thief, we're gonna steal your souls. Beyond Suffering, get ready for Beyond Frogs. We're gonna put you guys all in the swamp. You're never getting out.
I wish you guys all untied shoes and bad haircuts before the show.
Tie it to the train tracks.
It's all spirit of competition, y'all.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. Thanks again for the time. You can catch these guys, Yegg from Nanaimo BC, at the Wacken Metal Battle Finals, May 31st at the legendary Rickshaw Theater. You've got them. You've got Guillotine. You've got Soul Thief. You've also got was blanking on. Oh, Beyond Suffering. Sorry, Beyond Suffering. Beyond Suffering. Those are your 4 bands that'll be competing. Thanks again, gentlemen. Great chat, and we'll see you guys May 31st.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
We'll see
You rule.
you all at the show.
Perfect.
Check out